I think anyone who turns over the rock and sees what's on the other side knows immediately that they have to do something. I think the grassroots movement is what's driving the anti-sex trafficking initiatives right now, overwhelmingly. This is not a politician-led movement. This is not a prosecutor or law enforcement-led movement. This is a grassroots movement. There are some people in law enforcement who've continually worked on it. District Attorney Paul Howard has worked on it a good bit for a number of years. I understand some people may feel fear or disgust, but most people, once they see what's going on, want to make a difference and want to make things better. The thing that worries me the most is two things. One is the growing prevalence of sex trafficking across the country, in all segments of society, and in all regions of the country, and all parts of the world. The second thing that bothers me is the fact that so many people know there's more than they can do, and they simply choose not to do more to help the victims. And honestly, I think more than anything, the function of the bill is to raise awareness. The most significant penalties that are contained within the bill can be achieved through other laws that were already in existence.
Okay.
When I was in Atlanta as an assistant DA for DA Howard, we sent many, many people away for significant sentences using the bills that preceded House Bill 200.
Okay.
I'm glad we have the bill. It's
Right.
another tool in the toolbox,
Right.
but it's not a cure-all.
Right. Important is training of law enforcement
Vital.
and of judges even.
Training of law enforcement and judges is vital. They have to understand the dynamics. This is a very fact-intensive type of crime with many learning curves, with a very steep learning curve for everyone.
So it's something that we really have to wrap our minds around in a new way.
In a new way, you have to scratch below the surface.
Okay.
If you don't scratch below the surface, you're not doing your job.
What do you think, as a father, what do you think are things that parents can be thinking about or talking about with their children that might at least make a difference at the starting level in a home environment? And of course, as a prosecutor, you really know what's out there. You know the truth, and you're not going to be one to say, oh, it's not that bad, or it's not in my country. Is there any way to parlay that into common language to get a discussion started in the home?
Yes, and the first thing is that your kids need to know this is your body, and your body is yours and no one else's. And so they need to know that they have the right to decide what happens to their body. The second thing is they need to know that they can tell mama and daddy anytime, no matter what. That they can, if something's wrong, that not only should they tell, they really need to tell. And that they won't get in trouble, that it's not their fault, but that mama and daddy will do something about it.
That's good advice, and that's advice to the parents too, right? Is to
Yes.
listen.
Yes, yes, because one thing that I've learned in prosecuting crimes against women and children for many, many years is that oftentimes children thought that they did tell. And the parents, if you interview the parents, they say they didn't tell. If you interview the children, they said, I told them, they just weren't listening. Or that I told them and it was if they weren't listening, and you find out they just weren't getting it. So listen to your children.
And find ways to listen so that you understand what you're hearing.
Actively listen.
Yeah, actively listen. In terms of technology, sex trafficking and the prostitution of children is not new, but what impact has technology made on society and on this industry?
Technology has increased the consumers of child sex slavery, of child sex slaves, has increased their ability to access children to victimize, and has increased the ability of those who are selling children and other victims of abuse. It's increased their ability to market their product. They have made victims their product.
And the industry is really sort of exploding because of the ease of communicating and advertising more or less outside of the radar.
Yes, and of the ability of like-minded individuals to congregate and reinforce this behavior with each other, to normalize it so that they feel more comfortable in committing these acts against women and girls.
So you're saying that society we're sort of letting it slide, that this concept of purchasing sex, well, we're just letting it slide, and as a result it's sort of becoming normalized in society?
It has become normalized. Just about any behavior through the internet has become normalized, and child sex slavery and other types of sex trafficking is no exception.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.